Hey, good day, folks. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day. I'm getting ready to play a video here, which is going to help explain why it is that it is not necessarily it is not that why it is that it's not always a good idea to take in family or friends into your home if they were facing homelessness. And this video is going to basically help me explain to you folks. By the way, this is attorney Robert Felices, who's out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And this video is going to help explain the realities of taking somebody in, whether it be family or friends or a total stranger, and then for whatever forsaken reason, bad things begin to happen, and now this individual has overextended their stay, and now you want them out of your house. You can't get them out of your house. What do you do? What can you do? Can you just simply ask them to politely leave and hope that they leave? You can, and maybe they might leave. And if they don't leave, what do you do? Do you call law enforcement and get them involved, and then law enforcement forces them to leave the house? Well, in a perfect world, that's what you would be able to do. But this ain't a perfect world. So, unfortunately, in most jurisdictions in the United States, it's not going to be that simple. The only way that it would be that simple, maybe, is if that person were to put hands on you, or they were to threaten to delete you, and then at that point you can call law enforcement and tell them the situation, and chances are they'll be forced to leave your home, and then at that point you can immediately put a restraining order against that person, and that person will not be able to come back. But if the person who's in your home is just being a nuisance and they're tearing up your house, they're throwing, they're tearing up your house. When they cook, they don't clean up after themselves. When they take care of business in the restroom, they leave that a mess. And there's people that are that trifling. Yes, there are. They're just a slob and they're just a nuisance in your home. And you want them out of your house. You're sick and tired of this person. You two are always arguing. You're always bumping heads. It's just getting ridiculous. Well, in a case like that, unless a person puts hands on you, if you were to call law enforcement to get them out of your house, all they're going to do is come and do a report, and they're going to tell you that there's nothing they can do, that it is a civil matter, and that you'll have to go through the eviction process to get this individual out of your house, which could take several months, and it could run you a considerable amount of money. And if the situation is real bad, you might even have to pay extra money to have the sheriff come to your home to get this person out of your house, as you would if you owned a property and the person was actually supposed to pay you rent. So even though you take this person into your home out of the kindness of your heart, you don't charge them no rent, you don't have no agreement signed between you and this individual, you still have to treat a case like this as if it was an eviction. And in most jurisdictions, unfortunately, that's how it's going to be. So I'm going to play this video, and this attorney will help explain what I'm trying to explain to you guys.
Hello again, everyone. I'm attorney Robert Felices. If this is your first time here, now would be the best time to subscribe, because when you do subscribe, you'll know where to go to get answers to your legal questions. Well, it's not too often, but people out of the kindness of their heart will allow a relative, like a brother or sister, to come live with them for a short period in their home. Even though they're a relative, many times that arrangement just doesn't work. Maybe the relative doesn't clean up after themselves, doesn't respect your privacy, doesn't share in the cost for food, utilities, or streaming services, or they're just a pain in the you-know-what, and you want them to leave. Well, I get a lot of questions on this, and I've represented people who run into this very situation. Once you've come to your wit's end, you calmly ask them to leave, and the answer is usually no. They're now taking advantage of you and disrespecting you. So how do you deal with this problem? By allowing a relative to occupy your home, you're basically in the position of a landlord. So just like any landlord,
All right, folks, think of it like this. When you take in a friend or a relative or a stranger into your home out of the kindness of your heart, because maybe they're facing homelessness, because a lot of that unfortunately is going on right now. Basically, what this man is telling you is you're signing up to be a landlord, except without pay. So let that soak in for a minute.
Lord, if they don't leave after delivering proper notice, you need to evict them using the courts. Even if they're not paying you rent, they're occupying your home without any right to do so. And that's going to be hard because while the eviction is pending, you're still living with them and the relationship is probably going to get worse. If the relationship does get worse to the level of violence, then before filing an eviction, you might want to obtain a restraining order against them in civil court. If you file a restraining order and your facts support it, you can have the court order the removal of the relative.
Okay. As I was trying to tell you guys before, if you take somebody into your home and then later on they become a nuisance, it could run you several thousands of dollars to get them out of your home. It will cost, I mean, it will be a massive headache for many of you. I know it would be for me if I were to go that road, which is why I do not allow anybody to live in my house. And I would suggest that you guys do the same. Don't allow anybody to live in your home. Now, I guess if you really, really know the person, okay, do what you do. Just be careful. But I know for me, you know, I empathize with anyone who's homeless, but at the same time, I'm not having them in my house. I mean, if I got the money, maybe I might put them up in a hotel for a day or two so they can at least take a shower and clean themselves up for a job interview or whatnot. Or maybe if I or maybe I might pay for them to go to Planet Fitness for a few months gym membership. That way they can go to Planet Fitness. That way they'll have access to running water and plumbing. That way if they're in the area and they gotta use the restroom, they can do that. They can also, while they're there, take a shower and they can work out too, of course. So like for me, if I had the financial means to help out someone who was homeless, that's what I would do. I wouldn't allow them to stay in my house. And every state has different laws. So if you're even thinking about allowing somebody to stay in your house, you might want to go ahead and pay a little money and consult with a real estate attorney in your area to see what the legal ramifications are going to be. Obviously, I'm not an attorney, I'm just a YouTuber just trying to deliver some information that I think would be helpful and beneficial for many of you, given that there's a lot of people out here that are unfortunately facing homelessness. And I'm pretty confident that many of you that are watching this video, you got a kind heart, you want to help people, but and I'm like that too. But at the same time, we all got to protect ourselves and our valuables that we work hard for. Let's keep going.
To protect your safety. The court may find that there's no way that the parties can be physically distanced from each other to allow the living arrangement to continue. If they damage your property pending the eviction, then you need to file a police report to memorialize the behavior and the damage. That would support your application for a restraining order, and that would help you in the event you need to file an eviction. I'm attorney Robert.
Okay, folks, you heard it from the attorney himself. Now, although he's out of Wisconsin, but this man just mentioned many states in the U.S. are going to have very similar guidelines when it comes to dealing with people that you've allowed in your home that you now want out of your home for whatever reason. So we're going to end it right here. You guys know what to do. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Give me some thumbs up to help with the YouTube algorithm. For some reason, YouTube has been giving me a little bit of trouble with some of these response videos. I'm not sure why, but I'm gonna keep putting them out because I think they're important. So we're gonna end it right here. Let's see here.